Tell you why there's such a struggle right now for the single mother. One, society does not support single motherhood. There used to be this thing like, oh, you're a single mother, let us help you. Nobody cares anymore. But the biggest thing that people don't talk about is fewer and fewer men are willing to be stepdads. One of the biggest family secrets has always been that oldest child does not belong to him.
Facts.
That oldest child does not belong to him. Everybody knows it but the oldest child. And there are fewer and fewer men that are willing to sign up for it. And I do believe it's because of the child support laws. And it just takes a lot of money. So please understand that if you become a single mother, you're probably going to most likely raise that child by yourself for the rest of your life. And the men who create single mothers, they hate their single mother mom. So they really don't give a damn about you. They low-key hate her ass. So they're going to hate you too. The moment you look like, act like, and start talking like her. I keep posting these videos because I hope that I save at least one young lady. Do not have a baby with a man until you have been married to him for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Because once you become a baby mama, you will probably most likely die a baby mama in today's society. These men are not for it anymore.
Breaking news, everyone, there's a massive shortage of husbands. Not for women in general, oh no. Specifically, for single mothers. Shocking, right? Turns out, men aren't exactly lining up to sign adoption papers for someone else's kids while being expected to pay full price for a broken deal. So now we've got single moms on podcasts, TikTok, and dating shows crying. Where are all the good men? Why don't men want to step up?
Do you guys ever think about how TikTok is like a dating app for moms? It's like swipe, ooh, she looks cool and fun, I'm gonna add her. And then she adds you back, and then all of a sudden she's sliding in your DMs and she's like, hey girl, and you're like, hey.
You're pushing 30 and you don't have any kids, you don't have any excuses. I'm not saying this to be shady at all. But I see so many posts about people that are my age with no children saying, oh, well, I don't have any children, so I have my whole life ahead of me. And I love that for you because you do. Yes, wait, please. But hear me out. If you know people around you that have children that are always on their shit, give them a round of applause because it's not easy. And yes, being a mother does make my career a little challenging, but it's the motivation I needed. But if you don't have kids, trust me, that free time is your motivation.
When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring.
Yeah, but
that's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. Men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire and she helps and builds an empire with that man?
Okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay, good. So what do millionaires have that are men?
But my thing is, like...
Hold on, answer the question. What do men have that are millionaires? Options. Which means they can date girls that aren't millionaires and be happy. You, on the other hand, can't date a broke guy and be happy. So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
Here's the thing. It's not that men disappeared. It's that men are done volunteering for punishment.
Why is it that as moms, whenever we are going through something and we're tired, or we're just having a bad day, we have to continue pushing because our kids need us. But when dad's tired, when dad came home from work and he's been working all day and he's exhausted, he needs a break. Why is it that the only alone time we get is sitting on the toilet, which doesn't even work half the time because your toddler walks in the middle of you pooping. You have to rush out of the shower because someone needs you. But dad gets a shower in peace. No interruptions.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex. And this is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. You hear me? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. Ain't nobody going me to no appointments, no baby shower, no gender reveal. When my water broke, I got us to the hospital and from the hospital. And I can go on and on about my baby daddy. F my baby dad. F my baby dad. But I slept with him. So what kind of woman did that make me? A crazy motherfucker. Okay? You way too beautiful, way too smart, way too intelligent to be going through something like that. So live your soft girl life. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you too good to be a baby mama. You right. Because us strong black women not strong because we choose to be. We strong because we have to be.
This comment right here, I really don't think that he's speaking for all men, because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child. It's also very, like, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video. Like, it's just the wildest thing. You don't know my circumstances with my child, or his father. Yeah, that's basically it. So, hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
When she asked the question if a man would date a single mother, this is the response she has gotten from a lot of men. Of course she didn't like it, but almost everyone in that comment section was in agreement because they see no benefit in dating a single mother.
Think about it, a guy works hard his whole life, builds his career, and finally gets to a point where he can provide. And now he's supposed to swoop in, play stepdad to kids who aren't his, deal with an ex lurking in the background, and still compete with the fact that she probably didn't even respect her last man.
Women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like,
you know,
men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
Single mom is so damn hard.
A single mother was definitely not the plan and not really my choice.
As a single mother, your value as a woman is less than somebody who does not have kids. If you're looking for that long-term relationship, which you've said you are, looking for a guy who's like at your age or older, the men who will be looking for what you're looking for aren't looking for you. They're looking for women who are much younger than you and who do not have kids. Do you understand that?
Well, you seem to think that every woman is exactly the same, but I'm not the same kind of person as the woman you're talking about. I don't have an IQ of 100. I'm not a moron. I'm fairly attractive. I don't think I'm going to have an issue. And what I did decide was that I would rather be by myself. My concern wasn't hypergamy. I'm going to go find someone older, wiser, smarter, better, richer, and do that. I just figured, hey, I'll just hunker down and work. At least I'll be happier by myself.
Nah. He's opting out.
Okay, I have a serious question for the guys. Why is it that you try so hard to get a girl, and then once you get that girl, then you start to treat her like garbage? I don't get that. Especially, I'm a single mom. And for all the single mamas out there, shout out to you. You guys are doing amazing. But it is so hard as a single mom to date. I honestly am sick of wasting my time.
Like, this makes me laugh because I'm like, if you don't want to date me, or if you don't want to date a woman that has children, that is fine. And that's a personal preference. I'm not offended if somebody doesn't want to date me because I have a child. That just means they're not for me. You can't make me feel insecure because I'm single and have a child. And my hashtags are dating as a single mother. So if a man misses that, or misses my daughter plastered all over my page, he's not even smart enough to get a date with me. Okay, this video is for all my single moms out there. How is dating going for you? Dating in my 30s post-divorce is absolutely brutal.
and exhausting. And it feels like a second full-time job.
Just seen a post that said single moms be having all these standards and their baby daddy meets none of them. Like, of course, he was the lesson. Now she knows what to look for in a man and what not to look for. She stood on business and she moved on. Next subject.
Okay, so we're going to find out real quick if this guy's cool with me being a mom, because all my clothes are dirty. It's laundry day. Couldn't find anything cute. So I'm basically just throwing on a t-shirt, baggy cardigan, my Ugg boots. Couldn't find my purse. So we're bringing the diaper bag. He seems to really like me. He says he's cool with me having a kid. Well, these are the realities of dating with a child. My house is an absolute mess right now. I couldn't find anything. I've been running around trying to clean up and find clothes that weren't just like disgusting, haven't been cleaned, covered in like markers or like been next to diapers or anything. Couldn't find it. So this is the outfit. All right, we'll see how it goes.
And let's be honest, single motherhood isn't the deal breaker. It's the attitude that comes with it. Too many single moms out here expect a man to be grateful just for the chance to step up. Like, if you date me, you're getting a package deal.
Eventually, down the line, there's going to be an expectation, if you're in a relationship with a single mother, the single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that, though, is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child. To me, if you're going to be responsible providing for a child and you're going to step in as a stepfather, you aren't given authority over the kid. Like, most single moms are not going to like allow you to discipline their kid, but they will expect you to provide for their kid. So it's all the responsibility with none of the authority. And actually, there are some single mothers who have an expectation that the guy start providing instantly. For example, you hear these stories of women wanting men to pay for the babysitter like on the first date.
Sis, that's not a package, that's a burden, and men are realizing it.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never ever forgive you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never ever come first.
Because here's the ugly truth, most men don't dream of raising another man's kids. They dream of having their own family. Their own legacy. And if you think men don't notice, you're wrong.
Women are not desirable right now. Everyone's a Kim Kardashian clone. I asked you earlier, what don't men want? And you said promiscuity. Well, that seems about the only thing that's being offered right now. When I open my Instagram and I've got butt cheeks and I'm going, people are like, I don't understand why no one wants to marry. This woman's been married 4 times. I'm like, well, I can understand it, because even if men think they want it in the short term, when you see a girl, she's half naked, she looks good. Yeah, sure. You probably do want to have sex with her. I bet you're wired that way. You're hardwired that way. Yeah. But then what happens after you have sex with her and you realize that so did 20 other dudes 100%. In the same week, you don't want her.
You nailed it. You absolutely not only nailed it.
They see the risk, they see the responsibility, and they're walking the other way. That's why you're seeing single moms all over the internet saying, there are no marriageable men left. No, there are plenty of men. They just don't want you.
Men don't want to date single mothers, or men are always talking about single mothers, this, that, and the third. This is a perfect example as to why. Because again, you expect this man to come in, be the man of the house, pay all the bills, be romantic, do all that, be a father to a son that he didn't have. That's not my son.
But he has no say-so.
But he has no say-so in the discipline. He has no say-so in the guidance. He has no say-so in how this house is going to be ran in regards to your son. So how do you expect me to be the man of the house when every time that I try to tell him something that's right, you bucking the system because you getting emotional, because you damn the message I'm saying, you processing it as, no, you can't tell my baby nothing.
Because it's my baby.
It's my baby.
Yep.
So as a man, how enticing is that of a situation to walk into? That's why men don't want to date single mothers. That's why.
Men aren't extinct. They're just done playing cleanup crew for choices they didn't make. So yeah, there's a massive shortage of husbands for single mothers. But it's not because men vanished. It's because men finally learned how to say no. And once that switch flipped, game over.
And I do marry a single mom that has a kid, and she ends up being Medusa, I'm in a really bad spot. Why? Because now that kid that I invested money into, time, resources that I took care of, that looks at me as a father, I have no legal right to that child. She could divorce me, take that kid. I can't fight to get that kid back because it's not mine.
Myron, I have a question.
I have no right to that child. So that's why it is completely stupid for a man to take a single mother seriously from, how do I say this? From a percentage standpoint of failure. The likelihood of you failing is extremely high, especially since we know 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Most of the child custody goes to women, 90% of the time.
Today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.